guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Takia Coleman, your South Florida realtor. This is She Sells Miami, and I'm back with another video. This is dedicated to all of my realtor friends out there who are looking to either start their business in real estate or grow your business in real estate. So today's video is going to be focused on finding the right brokerage. Now this can work for anyone who just recently passed their real estate exam or someone who's looking to change their brokerage. Maybe you just didn't get it right the first time, which is totally fine. And that's one of the things that I love about being a realtor is that you're not tied into a contract for some places, and you have the option to get up and go wherever you want. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you can see any videos that I post. You'll be the first one to know about it. So let's jump right in. So of course, when you first start out after you pass your exam, maybe even before you passed your exam, you already had an idea for what type of brokerage that you wanted to go to. Now, I would highly recommend when I chose my first brokerage to interview with 4 brokerages. I would say that you want to have options so that you can see the different things that they're offering. Even if you're firm on your decision and you already know who you want to go with, I would still recommend to see what else is out there on the market, because maybe someone might have something a little bit better that they have to offer. So keep in mind, this isn't your typical interview. You're not going to the brokerage for them to interview you. You're going to interview them. So that's the fun part. Now, I would say to have a few questions that you want to ask. You may not remember them all, so make sure you grab a notepad and a pencil so that you can take some notes and write down a few of these questions. I'm not saying that you have to ask all of these questions, but find out which ones are most important to you. So I know for me, the most important was the training, the guidance, and of course also the commission, because we want to make sure that we're getting paid the correct amount of money. When I did do my interview, I interviewed with 2 top brokerages. One was like a popular brokerage, and then another one was a black brokerage. So I already knew off rip which one I wanted to go to, but I still said, you know what, let me interview with the other ones just so I can see what it's like, so that I know, even by me choosing whichever one I chose, that I didn't feel like I made the wrong decision based off of the answers that I got from the other brokerages. So one of the top things, of course, and that there's no list in order of how you should ask these questions. I would say do an in-person interview. Now that COVID is over, we shouldn't have that problem where you do Zoom, but I feel like an in-person interview, you could get a feel of the atmosphere as far as where you're going to work if you are a full-time agent and you want to use that office space. Also the environment, how are the people? So these are some things that you're also going to look for as to how you feel. When I first started, that was one of the things that they said. You'll know when you get there how you feel about the place and things like that. Now, I've interviewed with Keller Williams, EXP. I know I didn't want them, but I just wanted to see what they had to talk about. And also a brokerage called Elite Realty Partners. It's based off in Miami, South Florida. It's a black-owned brokerage. And that's the one that I chose. Based off, a lot of people that I knew there already and the reputation that they had and how much great things that I heard about this brokerage. So that's what I decided to do. When I did interview with Kaz, I did feel a sense of belonging. I love the fact that they had a cute little calendar with all of these trainings on there. So that's something that's also important, but I'll just go down my list of questions so we could talk about it. So of course I mentioned that the culture is very important. You want to see what kind of atmosphere it is. Now, a story that I recently heard, a young lady who's minority like myself, she went to a brokerage, but they only spoke Spanish. So for me, that brokerage wouldn't work because I don't speak Spanish. So you want to make sure that there is also a diverse brokerage and that they have the trainings and the systems in all languages. Even if you speak Creole or another language, you want to make sure that they can adapt to yours. Versus like also if you are a Spanish speaker and you're going to a all English brokerage, then you won't be able to fit in comfortably because you speak another language. Thing that is a lot of people, that's the top thing on your list, is the commission, the fees, and how much are they charging. Every brokerage has a different commission rate, so that is something that you want to check on because that is exactly how you're going to get paid. I've seen some brokerages where they do 70-20, 80-30, 90-10, and then you also want to know if there's a commission cap. So some of them have tiers where you can get up to. So that is important for you to know what is the commission split. Also, if there's a commission cap. Other thing is, you want to know that they have a support system. What is their support system? Is there administrative support? Is there any full-time support? Like if I need you and I'm doing a deal and it's late at night, is there a 24-hour kind of situation? Is there any technical support if I'm having a problem with accessing a contract or logging in? Who can I call? Who can I go to? So those things are very important, because there will be times that you're submitting a contract at midnight, or you're trying to do something when it's late hours of the night. So some people don't have that. I know with EXP, I wasn't crazy about it because I heard the stories that it's probably for seasoned agents, not newer agents. I don't know if anything has changed now, but I did do the interview and I didn't get a good taste from it because they never even called me back to see if I liked it, what was my feedback. So I already knew I wasn't going there, but I just did it anyway, just to see what the hype was about. So, but to my point, EXP is a fully online brokerage. So you won't get that in-person support. I don't know how they do with their offices, so I can't fully speak on that, but I know that it's a cloud brokerage where most of the things are online. So your support will be an online person, not someone that you can go to physically, unless you have another realtor who's willing to help and share, because it is a very competitive market. If you have someone like that who's willing to support you and help you, then you may get a different story. Another thing that I found that was very important, and this is one of the reasons why I chose the brokerage that I chose, because they have a mentorship program. So a mentorship program is not really like a trainer or a coach. This is someone who is your go-to, and they can make sure that they're guiding you with your transactions. This is your go-to person that they can help you with everything, and make sure that you're on the right track. It's different than having a coach or your broker. Each brokerage may have a mentorship program. They may have a training. Some don't offer mentorship. I know with certain mentorship programs, you also need to pay is there additional costs when it comes to the mentorship programs, because it can be pricey because of the fact that another realtor is dedicating their time to being your mentor. So it's kind of like you're paying for their services. The brokerage that I was at, they did do a 50-50 mentorship split, but then after that, I also had to pay my 70-20. So that would have been for the first 3 deals. So this is something that you have to consider, like, hey, is this something that I'm willing to do? I was willing to do it because I felt like I was getting a lot from the mentorship. So it's just to each his own. Some people don't like to do it because they may feel like the mentor isn't really giving them what they need, or it's a waste of money. So you want to just make sure you ask the right question when it comes to the mentorship. How often can I call them? What are their hours? Like, what all can they help me with? What are the boundaries? What can't they help me with? You want to ask the right questions, because a mentor is very, very important. And sometimes you can also get a mentor who's not at your brokerage. If your brokerage does not have a mentor, and you feel like, that's something that I want, but I really love this brokerage, you can also find a mentor who mentors outside of the brokerage. Do some research. I don't really know how you can find mentors outside, but you may have to do some research and find someone who is offering that service. So it is a possibility. The other thing, and most important, that I feel like it's a big thing, because this is something that you're going to need and you use a lot. Ask them, do they provide any marketing materials? I know when I interviewed with, I think it was Kai's, they mentioned that they do have the marketing for your open house. They have business cards that they give you a set. I think you get a set of free business cards, like 200 or 300. I don't know if they did door hangers, but some brokerages do offer like a little marketing plan, and they give you the materials for free up front. It will probably come out of your fee that you pay to get into the brokerage, but some places do offer that with marketing, some places don't. They probably offer their go-to person when they need to get the marketing printed. So at least they're still providing you that resource, but that is an out-of-pocket fee that for the ones that I've been at, you do have to pay for on your own, which is your business cards. But like I said, some brokerages may provide that for you, but just keep in mind that a lot of fees will come along the line when you're becoming a realtor. Another important one is lead generation. What is their lead generation system? Do they give leads? Now, a lot of brokerages don't really give leads. I don't know. I haven't seen one that does give leads. Sometimes if you're on a team, that may be a way that you can get leads. And I'll do another video of the difference between a team and also being just a single agent. But you want to see if they have any lead gens. Like, what are they using? How are they offering that service for you to get leads? Or is this something that you have to do on your own? The ones that I've been to, you have to get your leads on your own. I was on a team once and I did receive a lead for a buyer. So it's to each his own. It just depends on what kind of brokers you are at and what they're willing to provide. I will also ask, most importantly, what are their office hours? Like, is it somewhere that you can go work late at night if you work in the daytime? Or are they open like 24 hours just in case you need to write a contract, print some documents? What do they offer at the brokerage as far as like printing services? Can you print for free? Is there a price that you have to pay per print? They provide anything like that? So that is another important one, because you will have to print a lot of stuff as far as contracts, any flyers and things like that. So I would ask about the printing fee as well. Is there a desk fee? A desk fee is pretty much if they have like the office space, do you have to pay to occupy that space? Do you have to pay for the printing services? Another thing that I never thought was important, because I was a new agent and I didn't really know about this, but I realized later on when I found out some, tapped into different niches in the real estate field, was commercial. Do they have a commercial department, or do they help provide commercial services? A lot of brokerages mostly do residential, so I think that's a very important question if that's something that you want to eventually tap into, because commercial real estate is a lot different from residential real estate, and I know a lot of people don't specialize in that. They do offer those courses on the board, so you could probably use the course on the board, but that is probably a good question that you could ask about commercial real estate. Do they provide any trainings or things like that when it comes to that department? But yeah, I think I covered most of the questions that I would say to ask. For me, the most important thing that I would say is the training. What kind of training do they offer? I know when I went to Kai's, I don't know if it was just that location, but they only train on a Thursday once a month. So for me, coming in as a new agent, training is very, very important. You are an independent contractor, so a lot of the things you will have to learn on your own, but it's nice to know that you have a brokerage who provides trainings on different topics, especially like right now with all the legal settlements and all of the things changing with the laws and the buyer's brokers agreements and the commissions. It's important that you have a brokerage who trains you on those things and who can provide that information when anything changes throughout the market. But yeah, for me, I would say training is very, very important. If they don't have a mentor, I think mentorship was great. I'm excited. I'm very happy that I did have a mentor in my first 2 years. My broker, who was my mentor, just became a broker. So I am at a new brokerage. It's called Premier Realty Homes. It's more of a luxury brokerage. I love it. It's only about 25 of us. So it's like a little family. And that's I would say that is important too. Finding a brokerage to see, okay, is it a large brokerage? Is it a small brokerage? Like, if you needed help, is there someone you can ask a question to? Or just everybody like every man for themselves? I know when I went with Kai, when I went to interview with Kai's, no offense, but there were mostly Spanish people in there, and there was only one black lady. And I did actually know who this lady was, because one of my close friends from high school, this is like one of her godmothers or one of her mom's close friends. And when I saw her, she was in a room by herself. So I'm like, but if I need help, will she help me? She looked like very standoffish, like she didn't want to be bothered. So I kind of peeped the vibes. Even when I went to Keller Williams, I did my interview that day. They had me sitting on a training. I almost fell asleep on the training, but it was very diverse. It was a lot of people there. The staff was very, very friendly, and that's what I loved about it. I love the fact that they had a big space where you can work. They had printers. They had like the little bar stations. They had a calendar with trainings on it every single day. So if I would have chose my first brokerage, I probably would have went to Keller Williams if I didn't choose the one that I chose. But I just felt invited. It felt like a nice place to work. I've been in retail since I was 16, so I'm very big on finding a nice place to work and it being an inviting environment. But it just depends on what you're looking for. But I would say the most important thing is the learning. Even if the commission doesn't sound right up front, if it's someone who's providing, and keep in mind, those 100% commission brokerages, they're not going to give you any training, any knowledge, anything. You got to just do on your own. So you have to keep that in mind. You're getting what you pay. So if you're getting 100%, what are they helping you with? Nothing. But if it's a brokerage that has some type of training, some type of sources, some type of mentorship, so I would say really look into that. Don't really focus on the money at first, and I would do a whole nother video on that, because I thought this was going to be like Selling Sunset and Ladies Who List, but it's not that. So yeah, you are going to need a lot of training because it's a very competitive market. A lot of people will not want to help you. You have to make a lot of friends and see who, make the right friends, see who's willing to help you. So it's very important that you find a brokerage where they're willing to help, they're willing to be as a family, and not see you as one of their competition. I think I said all of the questions, and remember, you can always call them later. And like I said, the best thing about it is if you go somewhere that you don't like, as long as it's not a contract, you can always just leave within the next week or month, because they're not giving you what you want. But I would say try to thug it out at least a month or two, just so you can see what exactly that they have to offer. But try to ask these questions up front. I will also post the questions in the description down below so that you guys can probably copy and paste it. If there's any other questions that you feel are important, please drop them down below so others can know what is a good question to ask. But other than that, I hope this video was helpful. I'm trying to do a lot of more content that help other realtors make it in this tough industry. Because I get a lot of phone calls about people asking me, am I a mentor? Do I offer mentorship? And I don't, unfortunately, but I do have an ebook called Surviving and Thriving in Real Estate. I will also post that in the description below. But other than that, I hope this video was helpful. You guys have a good one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. You guys stay safe. Peace.